Hi, welcome to another episode of Webcam Sessions. This week we're going to be continuing with our practice routines, aiming for a more advanced player's practice session. And just like the other two videos, we're sort of using the meal analogy to, talk about practice. When you have a good meal, you've got a good spread of things and you're not just eating chocolate ice cream. Ideally, you're getting some good vitamins and nutrients from it. But at the same time, you want to make sure that you're eating things that you like, much like you want to be practicing things that help contribute to where you want to be as a player. So if you're more interested in picking, strumming is not as important as picking is, right? So with this more advanced session, we're going to be looking at somebody who wants to work more in a fingerstyle way and wants to do more with chord melodies. So to start here, we're going to start with a starter salad, right? Which is my worst, least favorite part of the meal. Not really. Again, I love salad and salad lovers, hashtag salad lovers too. But anyways, we're going to look at the caterpillar exercise, which is something we worked on really early on here in webcam sessions, because it's a really great exercise to get crystal clear tone on individual notes as you're moving up and down the fretboard. So if you haven't checked out that video, be sure to check out the link below where you can watch that in its entirety and see the whole exercise. I'm just going to show it on the A string here today. But essentially what we want to do with the caterpillar exercise is we want to practice with our fretting hand, fretting each one of the frets moving upward. And with our playing hand, we're actually going to use our thumb and middle finger to do an alternate picking technique, which means my thumb is going to play, then my middle finger will come up to play. And they'll kind of go back and forth so that I can build more speed. Notice how the thumb's about a 45-degree angle to the string, and the middle finger is closer to perpendicular to it, right? So to start, I'm going to play my open A. And then I'm going to play 1 with my index on my playing hand, fretting hand rather, then 2 with the middle, 3 with the ring, and 4 with the pinky. And each time I'm just alternating between these two. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now from here, I'm going to move up 1 fret with my index and play 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we move up again, 3, 4, 5, 6. Continue moving up as I go. Now notice as I'm making these movements up, I'm going to be maintaining contact on the frets until I have to move them. And I'm going to make sure that I'm fretting the wire right up to it so I'm not falling back, because that'll get a buzz or bad sound versus being right up to it. And the most important exercise here is crystal clear tone. So if it sounds something like this, maybe I want to go really fast, but it's like this. That's not so great, right? You can hear how I'm getting a lot of buzzing, not good fretting. It's really important to slow it way down. Get that crystal clear tone. And you want to go all the way up to fret 12 with your pinky. Notice how I get that clear tone all the way up. Now to descend, what you do is you go 12, 11, 10, 9. And then you put your pinky on 11. So go 1 down, 11, 10, 9, 8, 10, 9, 8, 7, 9, 8, 7, 6, 8, 7, 6, 5, 7, 6, 5, 4, all the way down to open. But again, if I'm getting buzzing, it doesn't matter how fast I'm going because that's not reinforcing it. That's sort of like if this is the starter salad, that's like putting blue cheese and bacon all over it and then taking away the vegetables, right? In some ways, I prefer that, but you won't get the stuff that you need from it, right? And that's kind of the whole reason for a starter salad is to get some greens so that you feel better about what comes next. Same sort of example here with the caterpillar. It's the thing that's going to build good habits and allow you to get really good tone and more comfort using these two hands together. Because if you're more interested in chord melodies, it's really critical that these hands work in perfect harmony, pun intended. So that's the caterpillar exercise. I think it's a great warm-up routine. Do that on each one of the 4 strings going all the way up and down. As you build speed, maybe you do it twice on each, but a great way to start a practice routine when you're looking for more of that chord melody type of sound. So from here, from our starter salad, we're going to go to our main course. All right, so our main course here will be an example piece from a song. Again, we're looking at more of a chord melody, advanced players practice routine. So maybe they're working on a solo arrangement of a song like While My Guitar Gently Weeps. Now, this isn't the awesome Jake Shimabukuro version. This is actually in the original key, and it's a lesson video that I made. So if you'd like to check out the full video there, check out the link below. The video is totally free to watch and learn through the song. But we're going to be looking at a specific section of it, and that's when it goes to the main chorus of the song. We're going to be looking at a 2-measure spread. And what it is a really difficult fretting exercise. So, if we look here, we'll see that we start with an A chord, 2, 1, 0, 0. Nice and simple. And then I'm going to play 4 on the A and then 2 on the A. I'm going to use my pinky and ring here so that I can keep my index and middle still fretting on the G and C. Come back up to 4. And here's the difficulty. Look at this chord that it jumps to. It jumps to 8 on the C, 9 on the E, and 11 on the A. Now, usually when people learn something like this, they might do this. See how much time it just took me to kind of fish for all those fingers to go up, right? So the exercise here that's really important for practice routines is really methodical, perfect practice and making sure that you're making no wasted efforts. So in this particular case, we have 4 on the A that we just played, and we're going up to the 8, 9, and 11. So I'm going to take my pinky and I'm going to practice sliding it to 11 because it's going to be playing on both of these either way, right? So let me just practice that a few times. Notice how the pinky is just sliding straight into position, and that's it, right? Now, what's really interesting here is the next part that comes is adding the other fingers, and knowing what fingers should be placed where is difficult too. But in this particular exercise, you'll notice that we're going to play the 9 and the 8 together. And with this 9 and 8, we want to use our 2 interior fingers, our ring on the 9 of the E and our middle here on the 8 of the C. And the reason is because after we play this chord, we're going to go down to 9 with our pinky on the A, and then our index here on 7 on the A. So we want to build this correctly, right? So after I've practiced this A going again and again, right, I'm going to start practicing adding one more finger, not both, because it's easy to do too much with this. So if this is our final product, I'm going to practice just getting my middle finger here on the 8th fret of the C string. So I'm going to be going with an A chord, slide the pinky up to 11, and add the middle finger on 8 of the C. I'm just going to play those 2 for now. Try that again. Now it's really easy to get mixed up with this because there's another finger that's going to be involved eventually. But the reason for this style of practice is reinforcing muscle memory. Whenever you play something, you have to make sure that you consistently reinforce it correctly, because if I do this, if I get really comfortable with the pinky and then kind of guess and do this a little bit before getting there, I'll never build up the speed that's needed. So one finger in, it's a little bit better. And then maybe I'll try it with just my middle and pinky. So now I'm sliding up to 11, and then what I'm going to be looking for here, I just was doing the middle, the ring finger and the pinky on 9. So I'm just practicing those 2 now. So sliding up there, getting position there. Right? And then from here, I can practice getting all 3 in. And you'll notice it's so much easier to do the whole motion when you've consistently reinforced them more individually instead of doing it all at once. With a meal analogy, this is like taking your whole plate of food and shoving it in your mouth at once, as opposed to what we're doing now, which is cutting it into pieces that are more manageable and easily chewed, right? You don't want to take your steak all in one bite. You got to cut it up into little pieces to be able to, properly eat it. Properly eating steaks. That's not what I expect to talk about in a ukulele lesson, but you can really start to see how that works. So that's a little riff from While My Guitar Gently Weeps, and you can correlate this to any song that you're working on where there's maybe a section that's too difficult. Try to break it up and look at each individual note. So that's sort of our main course for this. So now from here, we're going to go to our side dish. And the side dish is, well, in chord melody stuff, there's still strumming that's involved, and we haven't done any strumming yet. So we're going to work on an example ghost note pattern. And now ghost note strumming is this really rich technique that's I just love to do on the ukulele. And we actually did a course with Ukulele Underground that covers ghost note strumming in its entirety and gives a lot of example patterns and chords. And we're going to work on something similar from that course. But if you want more information on it, be sure to check that out in the description below. But we're going to practice ghost note strumming with a really cool chord. The chord we're going to use is called an E minor add 9. And the way we play that is bar with our index finger here on 2 of the E and the A string, then add our ring finger up to the 4th fret of the C string. Right. Now this technique is much more advanced than some of the other things we've done in webcam sessions, but again, this is intended to be a practice session for a more advanced player. So if you feel like you're falling behind as you're playing it, that's okay. It's a technique that takes some practice. But with this, I'm going to practice a really basic ghost note pattern that's tricky to master. And what that's going to be is I'm going to practice going down, up, ghost, up, ghost, up, down, up, ghost, up, ghost, up, down, up, ghost, up. Now all that the ghost note is taking the thumb and striking just the G string in a downward strum. This works best when you have a high G ukulele, as you'll get that sort of drone effect, right? The hand is still strumming very normally with its strum. You'll notice that it's not going to be trying to do any kind of weird manipulations. The hand looks very natural, just like what we've talked about with strumming before in webcam sessions, only now with that open G being implemented. So again, here's that pattern again, nice and slow. Down, up, ghost, up, ghost, up, down, up, ghost, up, ghost, up, down, up, ghost, up. Again, down, up, ghost, up, ghost, up, down, up, ghost, up, ghost, up, down, up, ghost, up. Whenever you're working on patterns, especially ones that are as long and difficult as this one, it's critical that you always repeat it, because usually really cool rhythms sound good when they're played consecutively. In this case, you'll notice it goes down, up, ghost, down, up, ghost, up, and then the last one's just down, up, ghost, up, right? It's a sort of set of 3, 3, and then 2, and that's what creates the really, really cool sound. So let's go ahead and try it again, and we're going to gradually speed it up here. So down, up, ghost, up, down, up, ghost, up, down, up, ghost, up again, down, up, ghost, up, down, up, ghost, up, down, up, ghost, up. Now, the trick to practicing this is always maintaining a speed that you can play along with. So pushing it to that limit where your hand starts to give and then backing off just a little bit is ideal. So to show an example of this, I'm just going to start playing it and then gradually speed up to what I think is a full speed for this. Now again, with a practice session, you don't need to start and get to full speed in one session. It's designed over time. So the fastest speed I play here is probably not the fastest speed that you'll want to try right away, but rather the speed that you want to aspire to and work towards. So that'll sound something like this. Here at this sort of speed, this pattern really starts to take flight, sound really cool. And if there's any point during that where I start to hiccup, the trick is to slow back down, positively reinforce it, because every time you play it wrong, you gotta play at least twice right. We'll talk more about that in another webcam sessions, but that's our side dish, is some sweet ghost note strumming. And then the dessert, the most important part, right? And I mean this, it is the most important part. Play something fun. And just like the beginner episode where we talked about play whatever you want, it's the same with an advanced episode. If you're an advanced player but there's this beginner song or what you would qualify as beginner song that you just love to play, play it. Don't feel ever like you're too good for a song. Some of the most fun things for me to play are very simple melodies and very simple songs, and you're going to get a lot more of the nuances to tone and control with your ukulele playing simple things like that and playing them from memory and just because you enjoy playing them. So make sure that the dessert is something that you really enjoy so that you can end your practice session on a very positive note so that you want to pick it up the next time. So there's our 4-course meal for the more advanced player. We have our salad starter, which is the caterpillar exercise, our main course steak, which is working on the While My Guitar Gently Weeps arrangement with that specific slide and getting the fingers comfortable. And then the closing is the ghost note strumming, which is this crazy strum, or excuse me, the side dish is our ghost note strumming, this crazy strum that's really fun and takes some practice to get fast. And then finally we close with the dessert, which is whatever you want it to be, anything that's fun. So next week we'll have another episode of Webcam Sessions where I'll be talking about more techniques that are important while practicing. We're going to keep on kind of a practice vibe for the next few weeks. I've got a lot of stuff and ideas thanks to you guys and your comments. And on that note, if you have any questions or comments for this, please feel free to leave them down below. I read every one of them and take them into consideration when I'm creating new sessions and everything else. So never hesitate to do that. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week for another episode of Webcam Sessions. Thanks.